Hi there, I'm Evelyn Castillo-Bach, and I'm running to be your next governor of Florida. Some of you may remember when you couldn't open a bank account without a man's signature, when your body wasn't legally yours, when you were told your choices weren't your own. I remember as a little girl in New York City watching my mother nearly bleed to death from a botched illegal abortion. Those were tough times. But we fought. We changed the world. Or I should say they fought. They changed the world. Roe v. Wade happened. We won the fight to own our own money, our own credit, our decisions. We felt freedom. We thought the battle was done. But here we are. Girls and young women in Florida, women with a working uterus, as I like to say, are restricted in severe ways we all know. Some of us lived it. Some of us heard it from our mothers, our moms, and our grandmommies. We're the older women now, though. Not old, not fragile. We're the elder women, distinguished, honorable, full of life experience, wisdom, integrity, and ethics. You asked for my top 3 priorities. I call them health, home, and freedom. Health, because without it, we have nothing. All the money in the world means nothing if you're not healthy. We're old enough to appreciate that. Healthcare is mission critical, especially as we've aged. And if you're comfortable enough to not have to worry about the cost of healthcare, God bless you, that's a privilege. But medical debt is a serious problem. One medical event can wipe out a lifetime of earnings, the value of your home, your wealth. That's the reality. As a governor, I would ban medical debt, not reduce it, ban it. Home? We shouldn't have to leave the homes we've paid for because property taxes and insurance rates have skyrocketed. And add medical debt on top of that, and it's a trap. There are solutions. But you need leadership. We need leadership. A governor who gives 2 cents about us, about you, deeply, not theoretically. Someone who will protect our property rights so we don't lose what we've gained, what you've already earned. Freedom. The freedom to live a balanced life, not riddled with anxiety and fear of losing this or losing that, losing everything. Some say that's not government's role. I disagree. If we don't have to worry about health care, if medical debt can't wipe us out, if property taxes and insurance don't force us from our homes, then we are free. Free to enjoy life, a balanced life that's whole. That's the role of state government. That's the role of the governor. Now, who am I? I'm an independent Democrat. For most of my adult life, I was a registered independent voter. No party membership. But I grew up in a Democratic household. My father was a strong supporter, very strong supporter of the Democratic Party. But it was a very different party back then. It really represented working people. But I became independent because I saw that the Democratic Party was almost indistinguishable from the Republican Party. It was all about money and donors and insider stuff. The problem with being independent, however, in Florida is we're spectators. We can't vote in primaries. So I'm running as a Democrat, yes, because I also respect Democrats. But I bring independent thinking to everything. Mine is a grassroots campaign, no mega donors, no special interest money. Every $5, $10 is deeply appreciated. I go person to person. I rely on people like you to spread the word and invite me. If you haven't heard of me, that's why. But we have very little time. We can succeed, but we have very little time because women in our demographic, we vote. We vote in large numbers. I have reached out to 2 Democratic clubs, one here in Pembroke Pines, where I've lived since 1998, where I've been a homeowner since 1998. the same house. The other is Century Village, plus 55 community that you all probably know of, less than 5 miles from my home. I asked to speak at both Democratic clubs. I got crickets. Meanwhile, David Jolly has already collected endorsements from elected officials a year ago. That doesn't happen by accident. And he's been invited multiple times to speak at Century Village. It doesn't happen by accident. The Democratic Party elite had already decided a year ago who they wanted to be the candidate of choice. I respect clubs like yours, like this one that you're in, because you actually invite candidates to be heard. There are other candidates in this race. Some are younger, some have party backing, but I'm the only elder woman standing here with the experience, with the wisdom, with the depth on everything, from education to healthcare to corrections to war and peace and criminal justice. I've trained teachers in post-conflict zones in Eastern Europe and Africa. I'm not climbing any political ladder. I've stated publicly I will not seek a higher office. My only goal is to serve as governor of Florida. And if Florida wants me for a second term, I'm here for that, but nothing more. Florida doesn't need soft. It doesn't need a person that's, let's make it nice. No, we need tough. We need leadership, decisive. We need someone who walks into that governor's office and fights for us, not make peace with the sharks. Nibbling around the edges won't save our homes, won't protect our bodies, won't secure our future. We are elder women, not fragile, not falling apart, not powerless. The women before us, when they were our age, they changed the world. They gave us rights we thought would last forever. Now some of those rights are being pulled back. So what's our responsibility? Do we want to leave a legacy? Do we want to make a difference? Do we want to take a stand? We can. We have the power. We have a very powerful constituency. If we join together and decide that now is the time to put an elder woman in the governor's office, a woman who understands what's needed, who isn't in the pocket of a special interest, who will fight for health, home, and freedom, then we change everything. Your power is your vote. Your superpower is your network. Bringing other women in, bringing the men who love us in too. This isn't about male versus female. This is about us as women recognizing that we have power and using it. I'm Evelyn Castillo-Bach, running to be your next governor of Florida. People first, not politics. God bless you. This is my campaign card. And the other side says, vote like your life depends on it, because actually it does.